So I'm driving in New Hampshire today, and the license plates that are all in front of me all say "Live Free or Die," which is ironic, kind of cute, because people in New Hampshire went in and voted for an overwhelming majority for Bernie Sanders, who is a socialist. I'm not going to get into too deeply about socialism and why it's not freedom, but I'll just say that in socialist Canada, where they have single-payer health care, my clients can't get a copy of their blood work copied to them, sent to them. Their doctors read it to them and essentially own their health. They don't have any ability to take action on their own health, or even to know, other than what the doctor is telling them, what is and is not happening with their body. Which is not freedom. It is the opposite of that, is being owned by the entity that pays for your health or your well-being. It is, in fact, slavery. That's exactly what that is. So the New Hampshire citizens, they voted for Bernie Sanders, and in an even more ironic twist, the superdelegates of New Hampshire denied their vote and gave Hillary the delegates they needed, votes they needed to win the state anyway. Live free or die. But I don't see a lot of people who are actually all that interested in dying anywhere, for good reason. But they want to talk about our country being free and making it great, and how it is great, how it's the greatest, and if you don't like it, you should leave, and all those things that we as anarchists run into when we want to talk about simply what is freedom, what it is and what it isn't, and like the basic fundamental tenets of freedom. So if we actually are able to hook somebody enough to talk to us about it without them thinking that we're bashing them, or we hate America, or we hate the troops, or we hate everything, or we just whine and complain but we don't do anything about it, if we actually do get to talk about the points which are our freedom, we talk simply about what is anarchy versus any other form of archy, minarchy, monarchy, or other political systems, socialism, communism, fascism, any other type of political system that does or has existed. What makes anarchy different? And I think the biggest misunderstanding from people is that they think anarchy is a political system when it's not at all. Anarchy is really simply just a method of interaction between two people, which depends on both people voluntarily acting, meaning they both want to be dealing with each other. So the only way that this is possible is if you are free and you have ownership of your own body, and if you can have ownership of your own property. And there's a lot of debate between intellectuals about what is ownership, what is yourself, what is property, what is common, what is
Police
shared,
reported ahead,
versus other incarnations of freedom. But really, at the basic level, what it is your ability to voluntarily enter into any transaction with another person without authority telling you can or cannot do something, or having to pass through authority the rights, or pass a fee, a transaction fee, for the rights to make that voluntary exchange. So the next time you hear somebody talking about, how all politicians suck, and then the next thing they say is, but which one are you going to vote for? And somebody says the lesser of two evils, and and they all try to argue about who is the lesser of two evils. Nobody ever seems to be like, well, this guy's incredibly virtuous and he has it all figured out. And that's because everybody innately knows that they're being owned when they pass the authority of their lives, of their body, of their property onto a central authority or a person or anyone else other than themselves making those decisions. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that as soon as they vote, they've chosen not to do certain things themselves and delegate that responsibility to someone else. What they don't understand is that their vote to do that is subjecting other people to do it their way. That's what a vote is. That's what politics are. Is one side saying, I want to do it this way, and the other side doing it saying, I want to do it this way. And each cajoling others and coercing, and in some cases violently forcing others to do things their way. And as soon as that authority is passed from yourself to somebody else, and you've recognized that authority by voting for one side or the other, you no longer have the ability to complain about the outcome because, quite frankly, you caused it. You gave away your authority to your body, to your property, to voluntary exchange, and you underscored that with hanging Chad that didn't get counted, that didn't matter. For someone that doesn't matter if you chose or not, they're chosen for you. And in the end, slippery little grip that you have left on what is yours is slowly passed on to everybody else. So, anarchy is simply saying that no part of my labor, no part of my person, no part of my body is anybody else's but mine until I give it to them, or until I trade it to them, or sell it to them. That's it. I hope that clarifies a little bit for some of you guys. Next time I'll talk about who will build the roads.